I'm going to demonstrate the manufacturer's strategy in brass Birmingham. The basic idea is to deliver 2 level 2 manufacturers during the Canal Era, using my own beer. In the Rail Era, we'll see what happens. I might build some potteries, or maybe I'll build some higher level manufacturers. I'll certainly try to capture my share of the beer and the ironworks. Here we go. Looking at my cards, I have 2 beer cards, Stafford and Stone. I have Wolverhampton and an industry card to build manufacturers. I don't have cards to build an ironworks in Coalbrookdale or Birmingham, which are my 2 obvious entry points because of the manufacturer's merchant tiles in Oxford and Shrewsbury. I considered scouting, but I decided to develop away my level 1 manufacturer and coal mine instead. Maybe I'll draw something. I got lucky and drew Birmingham, so I'll connect Oxford to Birmingham with a link, and then I'll build an ironworks there. The ironworks delivers, giving me a bit of income. I intend to overbuild this level 1 ironworks later. I'm running out of money, so I'll take a loan. Then I'll develop my level 1 breweries. Because I spent less money than everyone else, I'll go first in the next round. I'll build my first manufacturer in Walsall using an industry card. That will set me up to build my second manufacturer in Wolverhampton. I'm building my second manufacturer now, but before I connect it, I'd like to build a brewery in Stafford. There are 2 Stafford cards in the deck, so someone else probably has one. There's only one uneaten though. It seems like I'm always out of money. Time for another loan. I guess I'll build that brewery in Nuneaton. All I need is a single canal and I can sell both of my manufacturers using my own breweries. Looking at this situation, I wonder why I didn't overbuild my ironworks in Birmingham and sell next turn. I get another chance to overbuild my ironworks. It's important to maintain access to Birmingham in the Rail Era, and this tile will score twice. I'll take a loan so that I'll start the Rail Era with lots of money. I'm tied at the end of the Canal Era, which is fine because all my industry tiles will score again. At the start of the Rail Era, I need to adopt the BRIC playbook. I'll build a brewery so that I can double rail. I wish I could build an ironworks as well. Let's do it again. I build a brewery and double rail. The brewery sites in the north almost always fill up, which makes these rail links some of the highest scoring. First, I'll need a loan. There's no beer for double rail, and I'm down to my last brewery tile, which I'd like to save. I could build a coal mine in Wolverhampton, but prices aren't that high. I'll build an Ironworks. It's worth more points. I might score more points by continuing to play BRIC, but I said I'd demonstrate the manufacturer's strategy. The problem is the level 1 pottery is better than almost all the manufacturer tiles. I'm gonna deliver it with merchant beer because I'm still saving my last brewery. The level 2 pottery is mostly used to reserve a pottery space while you prepare to build the level 3 pottery. The level 3 pottery requires 2 beer to deliver, which explains my use of merchant beer last turn. I'm switching course to build potteries because it's faster than developing away my level 3 to 5 manufacturers so that I can play level 6 and higher manufacturers, which would be competitive with the potteries. I'm not entirely sure why I didn't build my level 2 pottery in Belper, but it's connected now, and I'll certainly build my level 3 pottery there. Now I need a loan. Now that Utoxeter is full, I don't have a card to build my last brewery, so I'll scout. Blue did leave me a beer though, so I get to double rail one more time. I'll use the first rail to guarantee myself a brewery site. All that remains is to build my last brewery and deliver my level 3 pottery. Was it worth it? Should I have just built breweries, rail, iron, and coal? Against these opponents, that would have worked just fine. With more intense competition for rail, you might need to deliver some industry tiles. Not to mention, I'm glad to have shown you this pottery continuation strategy, which I feel is underused. If you have the right cards and a couple open pottery sites, I think this is every bit as good as building more manufacturers. Note that I only have 7 rail links, but they average over 6 points apiece. But of course, it was my industry tiles that won the day. This will be my last brass video for a while. I'm going to leave the cotton mill strategy up to you. It's better at 2 or 3 players because you need a few extra turns to develop away all those level 1 and level 2 cotton mills. On the bright side, you'll know exactly what to do in the rail era. Level 3 and level 4 cotton mills are some of the best industry tiles in the game. As soon as the best rail is gone, build them. And I'd like to give a shout out to Mafiul Robin. I'm going to put a link to one of his videos in the description. If you want longer, deeper material on brass Birmingham, go there.